dilute, unadulterated. It's probably replicated, but still not yet replicated. It's sports only on the limited TV. I seriously like this.
What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen, you are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Floyd et ce soir, je suis avec LGBT sur LGBT TV Radio.
This is radio like you never heard before. LGBT TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on the Liberty TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthias. So you love to call me the Liberty on the Sports. So many stories to do with this morning, and we've got to deal with it one after the other. Is everything going to get relegated this season? I don't know. What do you know? What do anybody know again in football? 1 minute the Arsenal fans are saying the title is already won. Now it feels like Arsenal got relegated yesterday. Yes, that's the way it feels for some Arsenal fans. People coming into my DM, hey, Daffy, you said it too. Daffy, yeah, you said it that we shouldn't get excited. Yes, obviously I said it, but you guys were not willing to listen to me. Where's Akos Baba this morning? I want to know how you feel. But then the funny part is seeing Chelsea fans celebrating Arsenal not winning the league title, not an Arsenal dropping point because the title is not over. It's always funny, you know, like, come on. Your team has been the most wasteful team this season, and you're trolling somebody. I don't get it. But it is what it is. Manchester United would have undoubtedly killed off Nottingham Forest earlier with a £100 million striker Victor Osimhen up front at the City Ground. Signing the Napoli star would be big for Ten Hag. That's the headlines in the Premier League. It's the latest headlines in the Premier League stories on Daily Mail, and that feels very, very exciting. They say £100 million, but I think it might just go a little bit above that one. The problem will not even be the transfer fee. I can tell you that for free. It will be how much would they be willing to pay him? That's the thing. Jurgen Klopp will speak to Mohamed Salah about whether he continues as Liverpool penalty taker after the Egyptian forward misses against both Arsenal and Bournemouth prove costly for the struggling Reds. Okay, can Arsenal do the same thing with Saka? Please stop Saka from taking penalties. Enough. Okay, enough is enough. We're done. Right? We're done. We lost 3 points because of that little boy. Okay, stop putting the hope of the club and the shoulders of the little boy. Leave Gabriel Jesus to play it. If he miss, he miss. Pep Guardiola fears bust up between Sadio Mane and Leroy Sané will help Bayern Munich as they try and overturn a 3-goal deficit against Man City with the shame forward back in contention for the second leg. Now lie. Pep Guardiola, you are doing mind game. You can't throw away a 3-goal lead when you're not Mikel Arteta. You can't throw away a 3-goal lead. No. I know go agree. Prepare your team. That second leg is a friendly match in Munich. Go and play your friendly match. Come back and prepare for Real Madrid. And then Chelsea fans are telling me, what's the guarantee that Real Madrid have qualified? Prepare for Real Madrid. Like Chelsea, if Chelsea is in front of you in semi-finals, not already the finals. It's as good as that. If Chelsea is your opponent in the semi-finals, don't play that match. Send your reserve. Send your female team to go and play that game. Frank Lampard on the bench. Frank Lampard will not lead the team to the finals for Champions League. What's that? Since Frank Lampard came back, he's not won a single game. Remind me if he has won. I don't know, but he has not won a single game. I'm just saying it. My name is Daffy Matthias. So you love to come with Elegbete on Sports. This is the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. There's a whole lot to talk about. Bendel Insurance do not know how to lose again. That's it. They don't know how to lose, but they've been drawing too much. Come on. The draw is too much now, but they don't know how to lose. Well, what do you make of the games over the weekend? Let me ask, throw up the question so that if you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, you could throw up your answer straight away. Which team have done it the worst in terms of breaking the heart of their fans this season? Arsenal throwing away the title by themselves, Chelsea giving an aeroplane to a Kekena Pep rider, Tottenham shitting and Man United, being very, very inconsistent. Which of the team have broken the heart of their fans the most? Let's hear your take on that one. And once again, I bring back that question that we've asked here before. Now it's getting closer and it's looking like it's going to happen. Osimhen almost got a goal, but hit the bar. Yeah, that play, that 1-2 was beautiful, and that's smart. Those kind of balls should be entry so that it become goal of the year, or his name will be on Pushkas. Well, it's one of those things that happen in football. You don't know what will go in and what will not go in. But hey, it is what it is. Where would you likely now, with the season clearer and what will most likely happen next season a lot more clearer? Where would you most likely want to see Victor Osimhen? Tottenham Hotspur, God forbid. Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United. Some people say black players don't do well at Manchester United. I disagree. That was Andy Cole, and then there was Dwachok, and then there's a whole lot of other black players, Evra, Patrice Evra, and the rest of them, they did well. I don't know what you want to say, but they did well. They also fought for Mikel Arteta. They tried. They did everything to make sure they get Mikel Arteta, but it just didn't work. Mikel Arteta scammed them. Yes, it was Mikel Arteta that scammed them. Because if Chelsea was the club that took you to Norway and paying your school fees, as you said in the podcast, why in God's name were you signing for Manchester United in the first place if you're not a first star? But because it's a Nigerian and South Africa, we'll pretend like that is not the truth, but that's the truth. I'm taking this off the back of Mikel Arteta's own confession that Chelsea, what people did not know, that's what he told us. He said what people did not know, it was Chelsea that took him to Norway, paid for his school fees, paid for everything. That's ungrateful. Oh, are you an Osimhen? What is wrong with you? Don't be an Osimhen. Well, let's look at how the game goes. Yes, so which club have broken the heart of their fans the most? That's the one that is at the center of the conversation. Tottenham Hotspur fans are celebrating that Arsenal are losing the title, but Tottenham Hotspur, who are known as the bottling company of the Premier League or European football, are laughing. The last time Tottenham won anything was in 2008, and it was a League Cup. And before then, it was eternity. And then they still have the guts to laugh somebody. Between that time and now, Arsenal have won about 4 or so, FA Cup or 5. And this Arsenal have not done anything. Oh, where do you want to see me to go at the end of the season? Yes, next season, watch color. There's so much red. There's the red of Bayern Munich. There is the red of Arsenal. There is the red of Liverpool. There is the red of Manchester United. I smell blood. So many red, but none of them is the blood of Jesus. That's what the matter just take be. Manchester United defeated Taiwan Awoniyi's MPFS. Sorry. Taiwan Awoniyi's Nottingham Forest team by 2 goals to nothing. Referee robbed them anyway. That should have been a penalty. The hand of Maguire. Well, it is what it is. The Premier League is always rigged, so there's nothing wrong. Nothing they do in the Premier League that bothers me anymore. Nothing bothers me anymore. Even the penalty awarded to West Ham, God have mercy. That was awarded in the MPFL. People will still be talking about it now. That's not the reason why Arsenal drew that game anyway. Arsenal players were shitty. And Arsenal coach, Mikel Arteta, he really showed that he's an amateur coach. The pressure has gotten to him. Last 10 games, last season was where he blew it. Again, last 10 games this season, he's blowing it again. The gaskets have been blown in a place where there are no mechanics. The car is not stranded. Picking 1 more point as they go, 1 by 1. Falling like a pack of cards at the time when Man City have chosen to score goals like goals are going out of fashion. 32 goals already this season in the league. Oh my God. Helen Allen, what's happened? Who offend you? And then you have 6 Nigerian players that are fighting for relegation across Europe. And people say that Jose Peseiro have world-class players. Well, let's get the show properly. Let's get to the new segment, transfer stories, and everything that we need to talk about. And then we'll come back to you, and let's get your take on what you think. Which club have really broken the heart of their fans the most? Yeah, Ciro Immobile was involved in an accident, and this is what he had to say. Italy striker Ciro Immobile insists he behaved correctly when a tram went through the red light and smashed into his vehicle after the tram driver blamed him for shocking car crash. Okay, the 33-year-old who has won 55 caps for Italy and scored 194 goals in 289 appearances for Lazio, saw his car smashed up after the crash. You know, let me tell you the reason why I brought this story. This story is not a sporting story, but let me tell you why I brought this story. So I'm always looking for how people can connect one story to the other, the relativity in the story is always what I'm looking for. When I saw this story, I was like, oh, wow, beautiful. You know what? Now, the accident happened. The only thing that is spotty in this whole conversation is Ciro Immobile. Hey, Akpos, Baba, you're here. Akpos, where does your energy? Arsenal win the league, Arsenal win the league. I tell you before, hey, you know, and see how they put the story, talk about the accident and all that. I'm just using it because I have a lot of young guys who are coming through the rank, who are listening to me. And I always tell them that you can connect any story. You can see somebody in a filling station and snap a picture and write a story. It doesn't have to be there. You can see them in a mala joint and bring sporting or musical story. It depends on what they are doing, and you will still make sense with it. So what he just did was to tell you, one, the age of the guy, the amount of cap he's made for Italy, the number of goals that he scored in his career, and all that. What they didn't even add is how many times he's won the Serie A golden boot. You know, that's relativity. That's the only reason why I brought it. So listen to the story again as I read it from top to bottom. Okay, no, I hate to use the word top to bottom because it makes me look like Buhari. Okay, as I read it again, up down. Okay, Italy striker Ciro Immobile insists he behaved correctly when a tram went through a red light and smashed into his car after the tram driver blamed him for the shocking crash. Now, end of story. Okay, that's your business to go find out what happened between the tram and him. But now, what they want to make you understand why you get the sporting side of it is that they now told you his age first. It's 33 years of age. 33-year-old who has won 55 caps for Italy, has scored 194 goals in 289 appearances for Lazio. Saw his car smashed after the crash. Okay, now Roy Keane is pissed off. Yes, man, I've never seen Roy Keane happy. Is he always angry? Is he frustrated? Is he depressed? Is he having dementia? I don't know, but I mean, I'm just saying this thing. I've not seen Roy Keane happy since I started following football. Since I started watching him play football, I've not seen him happy. I just thought there must be something wrong with how he was raised anyway. Roy Keane rubbishes Gary Neville stance that Arsenal's season will still be unbelievable. Across the board, open your ear and listen to this one. If they fail to win the league, as former Manchester United captain claims, second place would be terrible for Mikel Arteta. Gary Neville, Roy Keane, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink came to blows over Arsenal's season. Mikel Arteta's side threw away more points in the title race on Saturday as they threw away a 2-goal lead over West Ham to draw 2-2. Have you noticed that Arsenal have not really done well against all the bottom side? All the side at the bottom, they've struggled against more of them, about 4 or 5 now, than they've done against the top side. This is very strange. Normally, Arsenal do well against the bottom side and struggle against the top side. Well, West Ham to draw 2-2 at the London Stadium. It's second week in a row they have done so, having drawn 2-2 with Liverpool at Anfield last week, cutting their lead to 4 points over Manchester City, who have a game in hand. The Gunners have led the Premier League for the majority of the season, but City are now hot on their heels. We clash between the two sides on April 6th. 26th, not April 6th, a huge game in the race to lift the title. Okay, we have to raise our level again. Gabriel Jesus calls for Arsenal to bounce back after dropping further points in the title race. We draw against West Ham. As was the case against Liverpool last weekend, Arsenal dropped 2 points against West Ham as they ended up drawing 2-2, despite having led 2 goals to nothing. Exactly what happened with Liverpool. Okay. Bukayo Saka, after throwing away our penalty, came out now and is making promise like a Nigerian politician. The Nigeria is a Nigerian, whether a politician, footballer, for as long as you have Nigerian blood in you, it just happens. Okay, he said, I'll do everything I can to make it right. How you want to make him right? You won't come back and give us 3 points for the West Ham game. Bukayo Saka apologizes to Arsenal fans after missing crucial penalty in frustrating West Ham draw. Unless now you go score the winning goal against Man City. Or probably now you go score the goal like Aguero in 2012 to make sure we win the league title, or probably now you provide the assist for us, for Gabriel Jesus to score the goal that win us the title. If not, Bukayo Saka, you have destroyed the season. There's nothing anybody can say. Bukayo Saka has issued an apology to Arsenal supporters after missing a big penalty in Sunday's disappointing 2-2 draw with West Ham at the London Stadium. Okay, this one is coming from the captain of the side, and he's talking stupid. We gave them the game they wanted, okay? We gave them hope. Martin Odegaard blast Arsenal for doing a lot of stupid things, okay? After throwing away another 2-goal lead in West Ham draw. Martin Odegaard has blasted his teammate for giving away a 2-goal lead against West Ham United on Sunday, just a week after Gunners dropped points against Liverpool after also giving up a 2-goal lead. Mikel Arteta admits Arsenal lost purpose after throwing away a 2-goal lead against West Ham. Okay, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta accused the side of losing purpose and lacking killer instinct after the Gunners let a 2-goal lead slip for the second Premier League game in a row against West Ham. Arsenal led by 2 goals after 10 minutes. Remember, some years ago, when Arsenal have led by 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of game, Arsenal have not won it away from home. Arsenal have not won any game that they have led by 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of the game. One that you will remember very well is the game against Newcastle. When Arsenal scored that goal, that second goal before the 10th minute, I said, Arsenal not going to win this one. And it ended in a draw. Okay. What's it called? Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta accused his side of losing purpose and lacking killer instinct after the Gunners let a 2-goal lead slip for the second Premier League game in a row against West Ham. Arsenal had led by 2 goals after 10 minutes, but a strong performance from David Moyes' purposeful West Ham side ensured the points were shared. Okay, piece of pie. Okay, that's what happened. It had a piece of pie situation. Let's look at some of the transfer gist that is going on around in Europe. Osimhen again is in the conversation, and that's why I'm asking you. Looking again now, gradually, times have changed. I've asked this question before, but teams have changed. Some teams have changed coaches and all that. Where do you think is best suited for Victor Osimhen? Chelsea can't score goals to save their life. Even when they scored first this weekend on Saturday, they still ended up losing. Tottenham must for shitty team. Last minute equalizer 2-2. They still end up losing 3-2 to Bournemouth. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're angry about us now, but some teams are shitty. Spurs, Chelsea. Man United won anyway. Before the World Cup, Bayern Munich were 10 points ahead of the second place team in the German Bundesliga. That's not the story currently. So when you look at that team, first off, let's analyze it before I bring the transfer gist. Let's analyze it a little bit. Osimhen goes to Bayern Munich. He's going to win the Bundesliga. If he signs a 5-year contract, he's either going to win 5 Bundesliga titles or probably he's going to win 4. Because Bayern, in our current lifetime, have not gone 2 seasons without winning the Bundesliga. So probably maybe one team will just come and win it once and then go. So if he goes next season, for instance, they are struggling this season. After the season, they bring him in. They can go another 5 seasons winning it. That's one part of the deal. And he will not even be 30 by the time his 5-year contract expired, meaning he can still come to the Premier League. That's one part of the deal. But in that 5 years, he would have won the Bundesliga 5 times and possibly 5 times. And there is a possible chance of winning the Champions League once. So I'm putting the cards on the table. He goes to Manchester United, signs a 5-year contract. He might not win the league title. I'm sorry, my United fans, but he might not win it. He might win it, depending on who's the next owner of the club. So, but there's a possibility of winning 2 Premier League titles. And he can also still come back later and still come and win it. Chelsea, he goes to Chelsea now, signs a 5-year contract. He definitely will not win the Premier League title for the next 5 years. Chelsea fans, I'm not cursing you, but you're not going to win the Premier League in the next 5 years. So he goes to Spurs. God forbid, if you like, he signed a 100-year contract, he will not even win the League Cup. Okay, and he might not even play most of the time in the Champions League. Let's say I'm just 45 years contract. He goes to Arsenal. He could make them better, but he also might not win the league title, not win the Champions League, but he might win FA Cup and probably, win a Europa Cup, in the course of it. That's a probability anyway. That's not a guarantee. And then he goes to Liverpool. We don't know what's going to happen because Liverpool really are not having attacking problem. What they're having is midfield problem. And if he goes down, they don't fit their midfield, there's still going to be problem. Because when you look at that attack of Liverpool, you see they have everything it takes. It's just the midfield being solid enough to protect the defense. And I don't know, they might win something, they might not win something. Depends on their spending because they also don't have money. If they spend 100 million to buy Osimhen, obviously they will not have money to pay for midfield. All the quality midfielders that they would need are in the 50+ range. And as it is, they don't have that money. Now, he goes to Chelsea. Okay, I've said that before. They will not win anything in the next 5 years. And then where is he again? Man City don't need him. Man City have Julian Alvarez as a backup to a beast of a goal scorer. So they don't need him. Whereas Paris Saint-Germain, he goes to Paris Saint-Germain, he will win the French League in the next 5 seasons, or probably 4 out of 5 seasons, he will win it. And then try to, make an attempt to win Champions League. And if he goes now, he might be on record that I played with Messi, and I don't know if Mbappe will still be there. He might. Okay, so all of these are the cards on the table. Where would you advise Victor Osimhen to go? While we're talking about that one, which club have broken the heart of their fans the most? This Arsenal, that is bottling, throwing the title away with their own hand. 2 games now that they could have won. You know, you score 2 goals, don't go and pack the bus, but defend in such a way that you are disciplined enough, frustrate the opposition. But there they granted initiative to the opposition. Liverpool will say it was Anfield. This one, London Stadium, that people go there and they've lost only 1 game at the London Stadium in 2023 anyway. But I mean, this is a game that they should have won. Or Manchester United, at 1 minute they pretended like they're now in the title race, and now they are just permanent third. They don't even have the hope of making second. Or is it Newcastle, or is it Tottenham Hotspur or Chelsea that have made up their mind? I've got my mind made up. We will go down. We're not going upward. We will not be relegated, but we're not going to make the top 10. We want to be in the bottom 10. No matter what happens, no matter what people say, we got it going on. That's exactly what Chelsea is doing. So which one have broken the hearts of their fans the most this season? The new owner, plenty of money spent, hijacking here, hijacking there, kidnapping like kidnappers in Abuja, Kaduna Road. You think that, oh, they are ready for something. They are going to do something. Now, where? Madrid, for fun, Cucurella, Keke. Nothing they come, nothing they power. Nothing they happen. So my question to you, which of these teams have broken the hearts of their fans the most? Tell me what you think. The only club that have no problem at all is Manchester City. They are on course. They have tunnel vision, member vision. They know what they're doing. But let's look at some of the transfer gossip for this Monday. Yes, with players like a coach like Julian Nagelsmann on the conversation. Story about Haaland. And you've been wondering, transfer gist and Haaland in the conversation. Vlahovic, Dusan Vlahovic, the one that look at Arsenal and say, Shankpa, God forbid, I can't play for a club that's not in the Champions League. He's not looking at Arsenal because he's also looking at Juventus will not make the Champions League. Jude Bellingham, where is he going? Man City wants to sign him, but they want him to know that they are not going to let Pep Guardiola go. So now Pep Guardiola, you go play under. If you don't like coach, when we say he did extra demanding, don't come. Osimhen is in the conversation. Eke Gundogan is in the conversation. Weghorst, the guy that they said have come and do what Jude Gallo used to do for Manchester United. But he's not done anything. That's how you respect Jude Gallo for what he did at Manchester United. But because he's in Nigeria, people took it for granted. Well, let's look at the conversation now. Chelsea have met with former Bayern Munich manager Julian Nagelsmann as they continue the search for their next permanent boss following the sacking of Graham Potter. Now, let me tell you one thing. The story has come out that Luis Enrique offered to just jump into the job immediately, get to know his team. I said it here the other day that would have been the best. Know your players, know who you will cut out, because by the time the season ends, and that's when you're coming in, you might not decide, okay, let me even go pre-season with these players. Let me give them a shot. Let me get to know them. Maybe the previous coach is not talking to them well. And then you go, and then you bring them back again, and nothing happens. And you fire again. Because that's the way it is. Because now next season, the expectation is take us to the Champions League, just qualify for the Champions League. Compete, try to pretend like you're competing for the title, FA Cup and the League Cup, even if you don't win them. But then again, they might not. And then you fire again. You would have lost the chance. Nobody will remember that this window that they have is the window that they used to blow it. But let's see. Okay, former Spain boss Luis Enrique was disappointed not to be appointed Chelsea manager prior to the club's Champions League quarterfinal first leg against Real Madrid, but is emerging as the favorite for the role because it could help in signing Barcelona 18-year-old Spain midfielder Gavi. Do you sign a coach just because of one player? Real Madrid want to take advantage of the clause in 22-year-old Manchester City striker Erling Haaland's contract to sign the Norway attacker in the summer of 2024. Arsenal are targeting a move for 23-year-old Juventus striker Dusan Vlahovic with Everton's England forward Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 26, a backup option if they fail to land the Serbian. Let's see what goes on there. Arsenal also need to sell Folari Balogun, needs to sell Eddie Nketiah as well. What's the use of keeping a player that you're not going to depend on when it matters most? And I think that Mikel Arteta have been making some very, very funny substitution. You could remove Saka and bring in Trossard and leave Gabriel, but you know that thing that Wenger used to do, predictable substitution. You already know that these are the players he's going to substitute. It doesn't matter how the game goes. That's exactly what it does. Well, let's come back to Jude Bellingham matter. England midfielder Jude Bellingham, who is 19, would rather stay at Borussia Dortmund and reassess his future in 2024 than make a move that is not right for him this summer. So the boy says, you know what? I'm 19. I can wait till I'm 20 and then I decide. I think that's also a good one. Former Liverpool striker Robbie Fowler, who is popularly known as the Son of God, believes the Reds are right not to spend the majority of their transfer budget on Jude Bellingham this summer, as they need a major midfield overhaul, and all the money can go into one player because that one player cannot come and change the entire team. RB Leipzig and AC Milan will compete to sign Arsenal and England under 21 striker Folarin Balogun in the summer, with the 21-year-old impressing on loan spell at Reims this season. Well, what would it sound like if this season ends and Mbappe does not win the Golden Boot in the French Ligue 1? Just what would it sound like? Because there's somebody in France who is on 20 goals with him. The only difference is that he's got one more assist than him. Napoli forward Victor Osimhen has been linked with Manchester United, but the 24-year-old Nigerian international has appeared to suggest he is happy at the Italian club. What do you want me to talk before? What were you expecting him to say? To say I'm not happy, and then Aurelio De Laurentiis say today you will finish your contract. Okay, so that's the best thing he has to say, but don't worry, this summer, that brother is moving. I tell it to you. I don't have to be Fabrizio Romano to tell you this, and I don't have to say, here we go. He's going to move, but it's going to be dependent on who is willing to give him the best salary. It's not about the transfer fee. That money does not be money. I'm telling you this for free. Peter will not understand what I'm saying. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola is pushing to keep German midfielder Ike Gundogan 32 and Portuguese playmaker Bernardo Silva at the club. That's why both players being linked with moves away from the club next summer. What would you advise them? Stay or go? Besiktas wants to resign Dutch striker Wout with Manchester United, unlikely to turn the 30-year-old loans move from Burnley into a permanent switch. German midfielder Toni Kroos is set to continue at Real Madrid for another season, with the 33-year-old ready to accept a contract extension at the Spanish giant. It doesn't look like he's aging, actually. It seems like his age has been frozen. So I would, if you're a Real Madrid fan, you want him to continue, as well as Luka Modric, well, have your say on that one. Well, it's a beautiful Monday morning, and we're having fun. It's time for us to take the fun to another level. You know, the fun side is when we interact, and that's the part of the show that I like. I like to say the first half of the show is news, is business, but then the second half of the show is for us to have fun. And people say, you know, I used to work in international radio. They say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no fun. Everybody's serious, put a straight face. As a matter of fact, the morning shift, they said the morning shift should not be fun at all. Everybody should be serious. Well, I don't think so, because I love to have fun. I love to have fun. So, guys, while you're answering all this question, let me ask you one question. How was your weekend? How many of your friends, your friends, people that you consider friends, did you pick up your phone? I'm not talking WhatsApp chatting or voice note. Did you pick up your phone and call and say, guy, how far? How you day? And not that normal fine, thank you. Like, how you day? What's going on? Pardon me. What's going on? Like, I'm just having this whole heavy burden on you to know how you're doing. Especially guys, you know how we guys are. We always act like everything is fine. Man, we're dying. There's one thing that is happening to us that we just are not talking about. And then tomorrow you hear that your friend has fallen down and is dead. And you'll be wondering what happened. By knowing. No, you didn't know him. You only drink beer with him. You only banter with him. You only make noise with him. But you don't know him. Get to know your friends. People you call your friends, get to know them. Okay? And also have friends that you can really relate with. You'll find out how, you know, the kind of things that people are going through, and how just talking to them can, you know, keep them alive one more day. And it's very, very important. But let's look at it. Bukayo Saka took his time and go and be phoning Kardashian. See your life now. Since you phone Kardashian, you don't feel score goal again. You don't even feel create goal again. You show yourself. You go follow Kardashian talk. Child of God, where they carry Bible. What has light got to do with darkness? It's not me. I saw the writer of a Bible. I saw the writer of a Bible. But let me go to Instagram first and read. I'll be following Kardashian, be playing play. See your life now. Come up penalty, penaruru, where you don't put for net. Remember, I go 3-1. They will score be 3-2. And still get the 6-point advantage. Oh God. You'll be Kardashian. 69 Lima, I say Bayern and Man United for Osimhen. Okay. Steve Oko, he said Steve Oko, anyone. Good morning, Elegbete. Do you think Mikel would have made a successful career with Man United if he had chosen them ahead of Chelsea? Judge the period of Man United that time. They did not do, they won Champions League, they won the league titles and the rest of them. So we did not have made a successful career. He would have. There's nothing to judge there. Akbas Baba 82, he said Arsenal will still win this scripted Premier League. On earth with West Ham Hampton. Draw an Arsenal from 2 goals down. Amigo bros, I still stand on Arsenal winning the league. They run. You will come here, cry when Man City go win this league. Okay. Olumaiti says we are Arsenal. Busayo is Bukayo bros. Saka, they will still win this PAL. Simple. I don't know. They play for PAL. I think the Premier League they play for. About bros, I not gonna lie you. That game pay me. Teams they lose against are teams that they should have won no matter what. I felt bad. I must say. Okay, I tell you, not feel bad though. I saw Simon and Madrid quality. Madrid they go for a beginner. So Madrid and I they say they can go one more season and then they will say sign Ireland. They don't want to Simon to come and disturb that place. That's why they are giving extension to Benzema, 1 year extension. Okay, Osimhen and Madrid quality. That's if he can keep his momentum for another season. Okay, the need to prove that his recent goal scoring prowess is not a fluke, but a cemented style of quality. You really need to prove him more. And then if you even make a move now, you need to keep proving it every season. According by say, I call one of my good friend even when I get my own problem. Yeah, that the fact say you don't care, don't mean say you don't get problem. I deal with my own sometimes. And plenty of shout out to. So yesterday was my son's birthday. My son is now 11 years. I'm a father of an 11-year-old boy. Yeah. And the problem with that boy now is all my clothes, the size and my clothes, they were tight for everybody. I'm in trouble, oh. Make you grow reach like 15 years because this growth rate, he go big past me well. So make you don't leave me alone. Oh. My trousers nice size, my shoe nice size, my clothes nice size. That's not a good one. I suffered that growing up with my younger ones. I'm not supposed to be suffering it again with my son. Okay, because the other ones, by the time they go grow, that last thing I go grow, I never get issue again. Mr. Demosho says that, like I mentioned last week, the fixture pattern is revealing the true state of that's not true. I spent this well of Arsenal. They are tough, always games, guys. Right? More than they write in English. Not they think in Yoruba and they translate in English. It's confusing me. Oh, Sheyi said Saka always plays his penalties on the ground. Don't know why he decided to go high this time. As somebody who was a regular penalty kick and free kick taker, let me tell you, you don't decide whether the ball goes high or not. When you approach the ball, sometimes the positioning of your body might make the ball go up or not. So it's not necessarily like, oh, now you they put an ally. That's nobody can come and convince me on that one. There's a way you hit the ball and it goes there. It's just a case of direction. Where I hit the ball, whether you go high or go ground, no matter. Sharia says Chelsea reached a new low this weekend. That performance was disgraceful. Looked like first against 20th. Daily Man said, good morning. How was your weekend? Fantastic. Mine was great. Mine was fantastic. It was my son's birthday, so it was good. I cooked banga soup and I did all the food stuff. We have fun. You know, mine was plenty though. More Arsenal off Misha. I don't understand how some people go legbere a whole 6-point advantage. Man City go take the advantage. Well, that's so like the bees. So if you don't take what you've got, somebody else is going to take it. Let me go to YouTube now and relate to my YouTubers. My YouTubers will not do well. Thank you very much for everybody who subscribed to this channel. Thank you very much. Even when we're not doing a show and you're subscribing, thank you very much. For those of you who watch our content and comment, thank you very much. That's all I can say. And it seems like it's nothing, but it's coming from a very deep place in my heart because it means a whole lot. I'm every single day you see me come on this show, I'm caught between packing up and going to do something else. And then, you know, the funny thing, I'm not a plan B person. I've never believed in plan B. So let me tell you the dilemma that I face. But when you're a married man, you have children, and you're doing this thing that the money doesn't just come because the numbers are not growing fast. There's always going to be the voice of your wife in your ear. Babe, all this offer that they're giving you, just take it and leave this thing now. But then again, why? Why should I leave it? Right? That's what I always say to myself. Why should I leave it? I'm making an impact. I'm growing. I'm changing the narrative. I'm doing a whole lot within the Nigerian football space. I'm causing a whole lot of change to happen. Yes, the Naira Kobo is not showing in my pocket yet, but I'm making a whole lot of change. But then that's whisper. So every time I come and say, oh, there are subscribers, I feel very, very good. So if you've not subscribed, please do what to subscribe and help us to push the conversation to other people and increase our subscriber base. And that said, on Instagram, Akwas Baba said Chelsea na ticket destroyer, na thunder go fire them. Somebody money don't lose. JS say, when I say they put Chelsea for ticket, let me ask him. Now, if not be crazy, whatever. And he won't make I believe when he say Arsenal go win title. Person with the crazy like this, now he won't man believe. Okuta, son of Jesus. There's a guy. So when you hear me say Okuta, I'm not Stone I talk. When I was growing up, there are two mad people, two very popular mad people. One, his name was Son of Jesus. They call it Son of Jesus because he's a madman, but he get church. And people, they go to church. Jason. Then the other one, Okuta, the two of them, they agree. The Okuta and a former boxer, Tom Madman. Like they punch him, he brain off. Those two people, they never agree. And the one, this one say you decrease. How say you decrease? Like, two mad people, they call each other Chris. This will be very funny. You grow up in Warri, that generator area, you will know the two people that I'm talking about. Okay, one stays in generator side, one stays in Morogo Junction side. Okay, if you grow up in Warri, you understand. If you don't grow up in Warri, all this is what I talk now. I'm like, my mind doesn't move like this. You don't hear anything. Okay. MC Demosho, he said, apologies. What I'm saying is the Fisher pattern made us not be Fisher pattern. I cause I leave that thing when you talk. No, come start all this thing when no makes. Not be Fisher pattern. Arsenal players just blow their matches, which there's no pattern to the fixture. That thing that you're saying, you know, they relative to football. No, not try to establish a law when it exists. Leave Fisher pattern. A Fisher pattern may Arsenal not beat West Ham for fun. The Fisher pattern stopped them from scoring 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. The Fisher pattern don't happen. Arsenal players are plain simple, lazy. Then it not occur to them say this is it. That Liverpool game was a winnable game. Let's not even bring that Anfield conversation. Liverpool game was a winnable game. This West Ham game was a winnable game. Come on, you have a penalty, bury the ball in the net. What now? Fixtures change the game on the field. The guy, I know they talk this fixture. They talk what it makes sense. All this one, I know yes some Mumu half big analyst talk one to now. Come Instagram, call it talk upside down. Simply man, you say good morning, but now like this, Arsenal won't lose league. Now so now I don't tell you from the one say I don't believe Arsenal going to league. Mr. Demosho says City was bad all season, are still within touching point of Arsenal. That says a lot about Arsenal season. I'm not sure say would they watch the same football because the way you take talk this thing, so I think it's either you they talk another league or another football now we talk. So let's talk about City. City have played 30 games this season. They've won 22, drawn 4, and lost only 4. So when you say City have been bad all season, can you please explain that thing to me? Arsenal have drawn 5 and lost 3. Now again, and Arsenal played 31. Now again, City have scored 78 goals and conceded 28. So please, can you, in your figment of imagination analysis or professional analysis, explain what you mean by bad all season? When you say a team have been bad all season, then what will you say about Chelsea? What have Chelsea been all season? They've been great? Because sometimes when you people come out in public to say these things, I'm struggling to understand what you're really saying. City have been bad all season. They are in the FA Cup. They are in the Champions League quarterfinals. They are 1 leg into the semifinals already. They've been second, consistently second on the league. So let's even remove Arsenal for the conversation first. If City have been bad all season and then the teams at the bottom have not overtaken them, is that what it means to be bad? And some people think that Newcastle have been in great form. Some people think that Man United have found form. Some people think that Aston Villa have been in great form. Brighton and Hove have been in great form. Brentford and Fulham have been in great form. So I need you to explain to me what you mean by the word City was bad all seasons. I don't know that next day for this place. About He said, "I madness they do me. I swear. I know you don't tell what since when you toss Arsenal go win the league. I don't say you the Chris, but my brother now, Chris, if you your family, you go hold up. You're my brother, so you're my Chris." According to said the Arsenal players have a lazy mentality in the game against Liverpool. They didn't show character very bad. I swear. No mind somebody there. They tell me saying Fisher pattern. What's it consider Fisher pattern? Players lack the character to be able to hold on. Okay, but you ruined the ball. First of all, you make the ball the game they very dirty for Liverpool. Like the same for West Ham. Arsenal players have this. There's this thing about them that is not good. They have this class mentality. They feel like, oh, we are superior to everybody. We're too good. Arsenal knows how you play dirty win. I've always said that my problem with Arsenal is over time Arsenal does not know how to play dirty and win. So they always win games that, you know, they overpower the opposition and then they win. It's very rare. Look at that Everton game that they lost at Goodison Park. That's a game that you play dirty and win. Or the Southampton game that they drew. That's a game you play dirty and win. So it's not just down to this game where somebody they cut talk of Fisher pattern. No football. Saviki said, you used to think Arsenal will win the. I'm not been you with the Arsenal, but I've never told you that Arsenal will win the league. So you asked the question like I think Arsenal will win. No, I said this is their best chance. I've never, since this is the start, believed that Arsenal will win the league. I've always said my pick is Man City, and I think Man City have everything to win the league because they can rotate players and still get the same result. The thing that Pep Guardiola have not done in the past couple of 6 seasons or 5 seasons in the Premier League is doing it this season. What he's done is, first off, manage to stay in the competition as much as possible, rotate his team to keep them fresh towards the end of the season, give somebody like Jack Grealish consistent playing time to get into what he wants him to do. Another team is there. It's prime. It's going to be hard, though. It's going to be hard. It will take a Man City implosion to see Arsenal win the league title. But this is Arsenal throwing away the title with their own hand. This is not about Man City overtaking them, but it's about Arsenal throwing away the title with their own hand. He said, can we say call this a successful season for Arsenal if they finish it? Obviously, yes, we can. Because see, success is about target. What's my target in doing this work? So you'll tell me that somebody will have 20 million subscribers. My target is to get 1 million subscribers. By the time I get to 1 million and 1 million plus subscribers, and then you now say, oh, my mate have 20 million. That's your own expectation for me. It's not my expectation. When you go to school and you get admission to university, your ambition is to graduate. It's not to get a first class. If you get first class, good. If you not get that, no good. I don't want him to win the league. But the major thing is Arsenal have not played in the Champions League for 7 seasons, and the objective this season is to qualify for the Champions League. They need 3 more points to make that one guaranteed that they are in the group stage. 3 more points. They win their next game, 3 points. That one is automatically guaranteed. Anything that comes next is a bonus. Remember, the icing on the cake is not really the cake, okay? But winning the title is always the icing on the club season. But now this is where it will hurt. How long have they stayed on top of the league table from the beginning of the season till now? Even when everybody felt it was just a fluke. And then they've managed to stay. And I've always said that April is going to be the decider anyway. But they've managed to stay for this long. And then they played against some teams that you expect, okay, these are the games that they will lose, and then they've gone on to win. So to not throw it away, first off, Liverpool are not fantastic this season. So to not throw it away, for me, is ridiculous. Again, West Ham have not also been fantastic. I mean, the only one team I've gone to the London Stadium this season, this 2023, and win a game. But to not trade away after taking a 2-goal lead against Liverpool and against West Ham, it's where it now hurts very much. But me, because I didn't have expectation for title win, I'm not really going to bother. I honestly say that. Spiritback says, even Manchester United is not bad this season, let alone City being bad. City has been classy this season. I don't understand what that one to talk. Mr. Demoshesi Pep started the season as a transitional one, and he himself mentioned it, trying to fit in a new system. Does that make it bad? See, guy, you don't know ball. See, you don't know boy, and you don't sabi watch ball. Everything you're saying is upside down. That is said, is this season not a transitional one for Arsenal? This season, is this not the transition from not making the top 4 to making the top 4? It doesn't make it bad because somebody says a transitional one. Your references does not correlate to what you say. You said they've had bad all seasons. Even Liverpool S for the season. they've had it bad. It's either two things here. You are a very poor communicator. What you are thinking is different from what you're writing. And I'm going to say, because I'm reading it on my show and it affects me, it makes me react. You are a poor communicator, so what you're thinking is different. If Pep Guardiola says my season is a transitional season, does that mean people don't win title in transitional season? Napoli could also tell you that this is a transitional season because they sold some key players at the end of last season, and then they brought in some new players. They brought in, they brought in France, Stella. I don't know who's going to win the league title. I don't know. They are practically 3 wins away from winning the league title. They are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League for the very first time. But it's still a transitional season. So a transitional season does not mean you are having a bad season. I don't know where you come from with this your analogy, but your analogy is very, very poor. I say they were afraid of Liverpool in the second half. If not for the goalkeeper, Liverpool for win. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Mr. Demasha, I still insist because Arsenal is going to tough away grounds. Now they are dropping point, which is down to fixture pattern, but you are the boss. When they went to Southampton, what was tough about it? When they went to Everton, what was tough about it? It's not fixture pattern. It's just the players. And I think Arteta also is dropping the ball in the way he selects his team. Because he's spoiled for choice, he's not messing it up in people. I don't agree with what you're saying because what you're saying does not really correlate with football. What is tough about West Ham ground? What is tough? Let's be honest here. What's tough about West Ham ground? I can understand with Liverpool, but tell me what is tough about going to West Ham and losing. Tell me what is tough earlier in the season going to Southampton and drawing. Tell me what is tough about going to Everton and losing. At the time where Everton is losing to everybody. Come on. That doesn't work. I mean, Akbar said the problem Arsenal have is the bench. They don't have a quality bench. The bench is even better. The bench in the second half of the season is better than the bench in the first half of the season. Okay? Bench should be as good as your first 11. Not be all these Bangarai substitutions. Hey God. Mama Governor Bangarai is up my street that year. Hey, simply Benjito, if Arsenal fail to win this league this season has been a failure for me personally. I like the fact that you use the word personally. For me, I wasn't expecting them to win the league. So they win it to, they don't win it to, as long as they made the Champions League, it's a success as far as I'm concerned. Now let's go to YouTube and see what everybody's saying. Oduni Remila says, good morning, Legote TV family. My hope for this title chase don't cut down to 20% sharp. And then when I say anything can happen sharp, last season City dropped many points and Liverpool almost catch up with them up until the final game. I see the same thing repeating itself. It's possible after all. Man City were already losing the title. Aston Villa were 2 goals up. Ike Gundogan happened. So it's a possibility. Arsenal can still go to Etihad and go and win. Man City were doing very well. And I remember Pogba and Man United came there and they stole the show. Odini Rebele say could just be what you've always been saying about the gap between first and second. Lord Mayor, I said, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Hope today for title because we are 4 points ahead because point on the board is better than point in hand. I agree with you on that one. Lord Mayor say Osimhen is back. And then he went on to say 6 Nigerian players. Did I not say this earlier? 6 Nigerian players are fighting for relegation. Johnny, hey, my guy. Johnny, have fun. I just thought that probably you traveled and I didn't want to bother you. I want you to have your peace, your time. Johnny Gava said the league is still very much in Arsenal's and also they drew, but people are acting like they lost. Okay, Mikel later says, bros, what do you think about this De Gea constant slander from fans obsessed with passing, considering he is currently leading the league with 14 clean sheets and has improved in his passing game? I think that Manchester United fans are confused bunch. And I'm sorry to say, but I think that they are very, very confused. They don't know what they want for their club. They are now into this obsession of we get known for complaining, right? So they want to complain. They want to complain. If they're not complaining that the owners, the Glazers should go, they are complaining about one coach or the other or one player or the other. So it's just like the Nigerian football fans who always look for somebody to victimize. Man United fans have not embedded that culture to become part of their system. I don't see anything wrong with David De Gea. David De Gea is not going to be Peter Schmeichel. Not that he's going to be Edwin Van der Sar, but David De Gea is a good goalkeeper. And I think that over the course of many seasons, David De Gea have helped Man United way more than the team have helped him. And if you don't see that and appreciate it, it's really, really funny. But again, football fans are always fickle. Even until I started doing YouTube, I've always said, I remember when I was in Brilla, hey, you don't talk back at the fans. I said, see, I still insist that majority of football fans don't know anything about football. I am sorry to say, they are bored people who want to use football as their venting channel, their window to vent. So an understanding of the game, and somebody just came and talked about fixtures pattern, saying that Man City have had a bad all season and they're in second position, scored more than everybody in the league. They have a player who's the top goal scorer in the league, have a player who's got the highest assist in the league, but they are having a bad season. I don't understand it. So most football fans don't really know anything. They could take your 99 games of excellence and pretend like they didn't see it and just wait for that one game where you do bad. And then they use that to define you as if this is who you are. I mean, you see the whole image of Bukayo Saka that was out there. I'm like, okay, this is how these people do this thing. But there's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing you can do. You just watch, observe, and you let it go. I think that David De Gea has been in the game long enough to know that this is how football fans behave. Because there's a point where you get to. I remember when I first started in radio in 2004, it was strange to me how people behave. It got to the height. I remember in 2010, I always remember that. In 2010, when my mom died, and Mr. Fashitire asked me, Man United played a friendly match in the US where they beat Barcelona 1-0 after Barcelona had beaten them in the 2009 Champions League finals. And he asked me, said, do I think that Manchester United have now come to the stage where they will beat Barcelona and they beat the Champions League? And I said, a friendly match result, I always remember what I said. He said, a friendly match result is inconsequential. Maybe the grammar, the word inconsequential was too big for the guy, I don't know. And it was the day my mom died. It was the day my mom died, August 21st. And the Sunday, I felt, why sit at home and cry when I can go to the studio and burn up over 6 to 7 hours, and then the next day I'm jumping on the vehicle and I'm going to work. This guy called in and he said, "Now may God kill your mama. This is your useless, stupid analysis. Now may God kill your mama. I'm going to tell you, say Man United friendly match result. Now inconsequential." I was like, well, but it's inconsequential, right? And he went on ranting. That was one. In 2012, 2012, April 16, my son was born. The one that celebrated his birthday yesterday was on a Monday. Was born on a Monday. I was very happy. I went to the studio at 3 o'clock to do my show. By Tuesday, and this was a Chelsea, 2012, Chelsea was chasing the Champions League, but they were not doing well and in the league. And I said, Chelsea are going to, this is what I said, I've predicted that Chelsea were going to win the Champions League when Napoli were leading them 3-1 from the away leg. And Chelsea, really came back. I said Chelsea were going to come back, but in the league, Chelsea fans should forget about it. There's nothing anybody can do. They're not going to make the top four. Probably 5 because Everton was in top form. The Moyes, Everton was in top form. Long and short, this guy called in. God, your picking go die. I said, it's just strange, but Nigerians, these are Nigerians, so these are not English fans. Your picking go die. Now your picking where your wife born, where that he go die. Because so in 2010, I wasn't in charge of the console. It was Fashitire. He let the guy go. As he said that, I cut him off. And then he went on Facebook and he was ranting. So for me, I've had a different kind of relationship with fans. I've also had very fantastic fans. First, Olaliko, it's one guy that, I remember every Christmas, for like 2 Christmas, he would just bring Ampa for me. And so one day I called him, I said, bros, there are 2 ways to this thing. You either not bring Ampa for me at all, or you bring for everybody. Because this place where I work is a landmine. I don't want anybody, I come work tomorrow, they put something for grandma and match. So just don't bring for me at all. And guys, okay, don't worry, I'll bring for everybody. I always remember that, man. I think it's the only fan I visited his house. Because again, I try to avoid all those things like, you don't collect from fans. But I'm just saying it, additional. I'm just saying it that fans, I think David De Gea would have known that that's how fans they behave. I grew up, I'm an Urobo child. I grew up on a deep-rooted Urobo woman. And there's this thing my mom always say, You know, saying at the day what you do for them, and they know. Now, what people? That's why we always say what people. That's what they do. So I don't think that David De Gea should be surprised. That fans, I don't think he will be surprised. It's something he knows already. So it's not like a big deal. I'll be surprised if he's angry. I would. Okay. Then I say, how can someone even say De Gea is not good anymore? Is he doing his job as a goalkeeper? Hell yes. I don't understand this, their obsession for comparison, expecting him to be like Edison or others. I'm surprised. Yeah. Mana Chisholm says, yes, it's a plus to if a goalie is a ball playing keeper, but the primary duties is to keep the ball out of the net. Thank you very much. That's what I always said. The limit I said David is the best shot stopper in that league. Well, people will argue that one. But I should say, well, David learned the hard way when he played for Spain. Right, let's go forward to the guys on YouTube. Adijala Foma, our Starman. We have two members, but he is the one guy who's very, very consistent in terms of bringing comments on the show. And he said, Jude should go to Spain, Madrid, or Bayern. Let's see where he goes. And he went on to say, Adijala Foma said, Todd Bowley, no, waiting he wants for coach. Odin Rameleka say, I don't know why Arteta no one remove Saka. It's called loyalty. Sometimes it happens. Joachim Low suffered it. Many coaches suffer it. A player that's been doing well for you, just feel like, don't worry, let me keep it there. Something will just happen and he will just get the spark. He will be player of the season. When you now start thinking this player needs to be player of the season, you begin to struggle to remove them from the game. You know, it happens with Spurs and Son Heung-min. Even when he's not playing well, they want to keep him there. That guy, last season, you know, that run, that solo goal that he scored. You know, it happens. It happens with every coach. I'm not going to blame him that much. It's just sad to see the whole good work of the season going to waste. They need to do it the hard way anyway. They can go to Etihad and win all their remaining games, then it's fine. Odin Remeleka say, I don't know why. Okay, I've seen. I just say, he said, play Trossard and Jesus, I beg. Okay, I beg you. Odin Remeleka says, Saka don't spoke with the Kardashian. Why is this guy picking my mind? He not remain the same again. He needs baptism. How can I take a Meta says Arsenal 5, Southampton 0, Arsenal 2, Man City 1. Imagination walking me. Now you know. Lord Mayor, he say, take a not kill me with laugh. Isaac Patrick say personally, now few friends they keep me going now. Thank God for them. I mean, friends are good. Who say friends? Who say having friends no good? And then no, you never get good friends with that. To try to get good friends. Special thanks to Oz Igalo for being a very good friend yesterday. Sometimes just the call, just the reach out, it's amazing. You don't know how good that does for you. I'm gonna take a say boss mayor. My head full with imagination, Jerry. Let me say, me now observe Arsenal title hope, but I believe if Arsenal is destined to win it, we go win them anyhow it won't be. Yeah, it's also possible. Noah Turin, my Juventus friend, he said it was a tough loss for Arsenal, but City are not a team to play with. 1 point is way too risky. Here's a Patrick say, so a lot mayor now Arsenal fan. Wow, okay. Let me say, here's a Patrick just they observe us. Abi. Is a Patrick he say, I not get talk. Arsenal for title, now for me, now big enough progress. Oduni Remeleko, he said, now Arsenal fit come go win the City and Newcastle game, lost the winnable games and win the unexpected games like last season against Chelsea and Man U. Noel Terry went on to say, but it's a good idea that they have the opportunity to get 7 points ahead before playing City with the game at hand. Maybe that pressure on City could be the ticket for the Gunners. I hope so. But I also think that the way City have played this season, they also deserve to win the title. The way Arsenal have played, they also deserve the title as well. But let's see who wins it at the end of the day. I'm an Arsenal fan. My smart money is still on City. I'm sorry. Even if they lose it, my smart money is on them. I'd rather lose my money on what is sure than what is not sure. And this is something, I'm not starting to do this, something that started since the beginning of the season. 1 minute to go. Additional of my say, who they put Chelsea for tickets? I don't know for Akpos. As you know, say everybody can Akpos. I say they do the head they correct. Coconut. Their head they correct. You know any Akpos? Akpos. So Bembe and Bembela they supposed to call them. Oduni Remeleko say Chelsea don't finally score after 5 games. Praise the Lord. We give all the glory to the Lord for what he has done, even though in defeat. As a Patrick say, this generator area, they always make me laugh. Eriga and Elegbete, they give us real life generator story. Eriga, my area boy, and my own boy. So all of us, you don't understand. If me and let's say Joy Imofe or Omanigo Temile or like 4 Warri boys now for this studio will do a show. Now crazy, like I don't know if you explain now. More just do a show by area, like more just talk about area. The day is coming. I think I'll make it happen one day. I'll travel, go Warri, go shoot a show in my area, and then you understand where this guy is coming from, and it's still like this. When I see some people threatening me, I was like, hey, Curtis, we born again, not me saying no sabi shoot gun. Hey, Babalawo will repent. You not me say you don't forget when they go buy cowries. I always tell people that thing. Well, let's push the matter go front. As a matter, I won't finish now, so we could just finish it completely. The Remelica says, yes, Arsenal winning the league will be an overachieved season. The Olarawa just say Arsenal for me are gone this season. Man City can smell blood. Only miracle can save Arsenal. Is it Patrick say he even put S for the seasons? Not true. Now he put S now. I don't know. No nothing. Talk upside down. And those kind of people, they always make me tired. The Olarawa said the only coach worse than Lampard at Everton is Lampard at Chelsea. This guy, this is new one. Anthony Addy say if Arsenal don't win the league this season, what a wasted and missed opportunity it will back to the waiting list next season. The Larawa just say Lampard should be given credit. I beg. It is not easy having a 100% record on your return so far, okay, to your former club. The Larawa just say all of them at Arsenal are to blame. I would have loved them to win this time, considering that other teams might come to the party next season and more. The Larawa just says that the better team overall wins the league, not just being good in the first half of the season. And the race is still on, though. I wish them luck, although I have withdrawn my hope for them after this Sunday shot. As a Patrick say, Adijala Foma, you see that picture where on fan the shot for third. Okay, he said, bros, they always keep my Bendel insurance question. I didn't see it. I don't know. I'm not sure if I saw it. I don't skip questions. If I see it, I'll answer it. No, I told him, he said, my brother, we will need a full hour to break down the madness going on at Juventus. It has reached a critical bar. It's just that bad. They literally can't keep the ball. Let me just ask you this before we sign off. Do you think that you guys can keep Dusan Vlahovic? And then again, bearing in mind that Dusan Vlahovic has shown himself to be a mercenary and not a loyal player. And then there's nothing wrong with being a mercenary player. So some players are mercenaries. Do you think as a Juventus fan and following your club the way you follow them, do you think they can keep Dusan Vlahovic, in your own opinion? Please. Hey, Bradley Austin, one of my favorite human beings, is here. He said it's tough to imagine Leicester City might be relegated, though. Man, that's really, really tough. But I said it at the beginning of the season that they might be relegated. One club that I think will never be relegated this season is Nottingham Forest. One of these, there's peace and thought. Rigas will rig it for them to stay in the top flight. I would be very, very surprised if they get relegated. But I also think that Leicester might still escape. But it will be painful. It will be sad for me to see them relegate on a personal front. I mean, these guys won the league in 2016. So come on. It will be like that season when Leeds United got relegated after 2 seasons before they were in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League and all the things that they did, and then they got relegated 2 seasons after. I will feel bad about it. I don't have to be Leicester fan, but I'll feel bad about it. That's just my own. Thank you very much, Austin Okon, for that. And then Mikel Arteta says, bros, rate Bruno Fernandes because I don't understand his disrespect despite his shift in game and his incredible numbers. Only Messi has a better goal and assist since he joined United. He has 60 goals and 50 assists. I think that like I always say, Man United fans listen too much to the class of 92. So if Paul Scholes or Gary Neville or Roy Keane, who I think Keane is a sadist. I'm sorry, I like his game when he was playing, but I think he's a sadist. He doesn't forgive. He's a very, bitter person. So if he comes on air and pollutes the air with his bitterness, the Man United fans just take it. So one bad game, and then they tell you that, oh, Bruno Fernandes is this, is that. No, Bruno Fernandes has been one of the brightest things that has happened to the club. It's just that people don't understand how bad the thing. It's like Super Eagles. Super Eagles fans don't know how bad the Super Eagles is. So every time they look at Super Eagles, they go, oh, we have world-class player. Super Eagles is shit. Like, it's shit. But people will not, sentiment, it's like falling in love. Sentiment blinds you of truth. Once it's like a person who is following a political club. Thank you very much, DJ Alpha. I really appreciate that. He was following a politician. You don't see him breaking the law. You don't see breaking the law as an offense. You don't see him doing criminal things as wrong. You just follow foolishly. It's also like people who, I remember when I wanted to get married, when I met my wife in 2010, May 2010, first thing I told her, tell me all of the things, because I met my wife and less than 2 hours I asked her to marry me and she said yes. So there was no courting. From that moment on, we're going to get married. Unfortunately, 6 months down the line, May, June, July, August, September, October, right? 5 months down the line, 4 months down the line, my mom died. So what I needed to do was to say, okay, let's shift this wedding forward. But in between that period, I sat down and I said, tell me all of the things that I would do that will break this marriage, because I am not in it to get a divorce. I'm in it to last for old age. And I remember telling her that, like, the kind of old age that I want is the one where we'll be traveling, we will have a smaller house near the beach or somewhere, and I'm not going to build a massive castle of a house. I told her from the beginning, when we build a house, it's going to be a house where the children don't leave us go. We can decide to sell it and go rent an Airbnb and be staying, because from the age of 55 going to 60, I'm always going to be traveling. Another thing that I don't want to marry a woman who have a pastor, a man of God. I don't want that one. All those things are the Adeboye say, woman that cannot pray 20 hours a day, cannot marry. I want Ogbanji woman. I told my, I want to marry Ogbanji. Yes, that's what I want. I want to marry Devil Pikin. Now, what I want be that. Let everybody marry child of God. I want to marry Devil Pikin. I was okay. You know why? We set the rules down. Many people in this football team, once they're emotionally involved, then they fit see things objectively. And that's the thing with Man United fans. I think that Bruno Fernandes has been like one of the best players in Man United. Since he came in, he galvanized the team back. And people don't understand the amount of damage that Cristiano Ronaldo brought to the team. People don't understand that. Rudy Garcia just realized how much of a bad player Cristiano Ronaldo can be. Like, Cristiano Ronaldo is like a meteorite. He hits you, he brings power, but at the same time takes away. It's like devil will give you cap and take your head, right? At the stage where he is right now. It's all about his numbers. What happened to the team does not bother him. So after Ronaldo left, the team tried to reset themselves again. But the fans are still obsessed with we should be winning the league, not realizing how much power I've left them. Just the same way Nigerian football fans believe Super Eagles should be beating everybody, not realizing how terrible the team is. Okay, so it's the same thing with the Man United fans. I'm not going to really jump in on that, because I think that there's so much foolishness in the way they react to it. But hey, it is football fans. Believe me, that's so that they behave. That's so that they behave. If you've done my job, next year is going to be 20 years I've been on this job. If you've done my job long enough, you know that fans, they are good ones, but are the bad ones I plenty pass. The devil that they plenty pass. We're used to them. And this Lafman says, Patrick, I say and there's a Patrick say, has there ever been an unbeaten team in any season in the MPFL? No. Noel Turin, he said, we don't want him. I'm not angry. Okay, that's a different answer to the question. I'm asking, do you see him staying? Like, okay, you know when the team got relegated the other time, and some players say, look, I don't have another team. Juventus is my team. I'm staying. People like them, Vieira and the rest, they left and they went to Inter Milan. But some people were loyal. Do you think he's going to stay? Because that's, like I said, when you signed him, this is not Juventus type of player. This is not a Juventus type player. You know, just the same way I said look, Modric is not a Chelsea type player, but people said because he's snatching from Arsenal, that was why I was saying that. We're saying it now. Okay, final messages. Adijala might say they should not keep him. Juve has gone through a lot this season. No, actually say I'm just being real. We can keep him, but we don't want him. I certainly don't want him. He is quite poor, objectively speaking. Can't pass, can't control the ball, predictable passes. That's that you just put my mind. You just put my mind. Here's a Patrick. He say, did they ever think go relegate? Noetorin always trying to do a flick or two instead of just the simple decision. That was the thing I saw when he was playing. I think it was Fiorentina when I said Arsenal should sign him, because there was too much of him showboating and he never get out. He's good though, but there's too much of him showboating. You play ball, you want to flick it with the back leg. Do you think that the other person is on the same page with you? You know those things. Doesn't listen to coach. It's going to be hard for a team that is forming. If you play for a team that is winning the league by 10, 15, 20 points, you can come on and do all those nonsense. The form of the others will still keep you going, but not this type of team. I don't think Arsenal need to Vlahovic anyway. And he thought he was on the same level as Haaland. He's worse than Anthony Martial. Jesus Christ. No, nobody's worse than Anthony Martial. He said, that's the thing. I see him staying. Thank you. I said the same thing. He is not a Juve player. Well, at this point, we're going to pack the bags and baggages, giving extra 10 minutes to the show, pack our bags and baggages, and leave. I need to jump into a meeting now with my production crew in Hong Kong. We're doing a last one shoot tomorrow, so we need to do pre-shoot meeting. Thank you very much, guys, for being there. Adijala Fama, thank you very much. You are fantastic. You're a wonderful person. These are the benefits of having members. They carry the project like they own it. I would love for everybody to be members anyway, but that's hard. Okay, it's hard. I know already. For people to join and be members. I also would love for people to always give us super chat, but I don't control that. That's something that will come out of your mind, your heart, and for what you do, subscribing to our channel, following us, pushing our content. God bless you. My very short interview with Darren Lewis, and the reason, let me explain why it's short. When I approached him, he said he's got only 15 minutes because of commitment to other things, and we have to work within that 15 minutes. So I remember when we got to the 14th minute and I said it's over, he gave me another additional 5 minutes, and I had to stay with that, because when you give somebody your word, the most powerful thing you have in this life is your word. When you give somebody your word, you have to live up to it, and I was happy we were able to do that. But then after that, reached out to me and said we would do more. So most likely before the day runs out today, it will be out. One of the things that you guys can do for us is comment on the content a lot, because when you do that, I'm trying to get him now to talk to and write for me. I think I want to do a write interview. That should be a longer one. It's the many comments that makes people believe, okay, this guy is reaching a lot of people, right? So let's get it out. So I like views, but I think comment does a whole lot more. Because once you said you want to interview people, they say, okay, send me the works that you've done, the people you've interviewed before. They go check it. The first place they go to is the comment section. Because every time they reply my mail, say, you're not getting enough engagement, people are not commenting on your content, we can't do the interview. It hurts. But hey, what do? I keep pushing. Thank you very much, everyone, for being on this Responsible Field with me this morning. Once again, my name is Idafe Manchester. Let's do this again tomorrow. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Lady Gaga. What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Basement Jax. It's your boy, Baby Bash.
Hey, this is Justin Bieber. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kelly Clarkson.
Hey, what's up?